And we are live. Welcome to the process. It is Wednesday, November 23rd. I am Josh Engleman, and I am here to break down a 12-game NBA slate before we slide into Thanksgiving tomorrow. What is going on, everybody? I'm so happy that yesterday's slate is done. What a farce that turned out to be. All of the nonsense with the Nuggets, all of the nonsense with the Sixers, starting Harrell, him barely playing, Paul Reed playing 30 minutes off the bench, becoming a necessity on FanDuel, where he was $5K. Insane. Not only did he beat the starter for his own team at a similar salary, he beat the starting center on the opposite team as well. In just awful. Truly awful. AD, craziness. Dude's so good. Just hanging the massive game. I want to make sure that I get this right because he was pretty close to a 5x5 and like a big 5x5. Or did he get the 5x5? Holy shit, did he get the 5x5? Oh no, he only had 2 assists. 37-21, 5 steals, 5 blocks, 2 assists. 3 more assists, which like honestly, he should have just tried to do. Would have had the just a massive 5x5. You don't see that every day. He's so good. So good. Didn't matter for me. I got destroyed yesterday. Absolutely boat raced. What are you gonna do? Man, we're gonna head on to today. And I don't know, 12 games. It's gonna be awful. I'm letting you guys know right now. I am on live before lock tonight. I'm letting you know right now. There's no chance I'm playing this slate. Day before Thanksgiving, everybody off tomorrow. Not happening. I could not begin to want to break down a 12 gamer and be attached to the computer from 5 o'clock until 10:30. So just putting that out there right now. But we are going to break it down the best that we can right now. And I don't think I have anything else to kick off. I appreciate you guys being here. I hope you guys are pumped up for a good holiday tomorrow. I'm excited to eat some food. I got a lot of prep to do today. I got to make a lot of chicken stock. Lots. Multiple batches. That's where I'm at right now. I've got a turkey to make for tomorrow. I've got sausage and sage stuffing to make for tomorrow. I've got mashed potatoes that I got to make for tomorrow. Got to do all of the chicken stock for today. Probably 1 or 2 other things throughout the day, but nothing too crazy. Yeah, I'm shocked to see that Austin Reeves didn't have a massive game. The Gail Goodrich of the Lakers. Just truly one of the dumbest things I've ever read from anybody that was ever in chat. The idea of thinking that Austin Reeves is a star because he scores 16 points a game when LeBron James is out. By the way, the amount of guys that score 17 points a game, 17 points per 36 minutes in this league is like 100. But that's a star quality performance when LeBron James is out. Austin Reeves yesterday, 35 and a half minutes. Actually, Austin Reeves played the second most minutes he's played all season yesterday. Put up 22 and a half FanDuel points, 22.3 DraftKings points, 0.63 FanDuel points per minute, which sounds pretty bad, but in all actuality, that's what he does every time he's out on the floor. This is a guy that's never crossed 1 fantasy point per minute this season. He has played 13 games. Not once did it get to 1.00 or higher. And yet, some incompetent people in our chat seem to think that that would go a different direction. Reminder, if Drop Roses speaks or types, just ignore it. This is going to be my mantra moving forward. Let him shout into the clouds. He's clearly the least intelligent person that's ever talked about basketball in the history of the world. So let's not forget that. Just ignore it. Let it go. Maybe you'll get tired. It's like a child. Just let him get tired. Let him burn himself out with awful takes, and then we can go about our day. All right, let's get started on this slate because we have a lot to talk about. We have no hard outs. We got nowhere to be. I'm going to take my sweet time. If there's a team on that has like a bunch of injury questions, we're just not going to dig into it. It's 6:40 on a 12-game slate on the day before Thanksgiving. We'll get some more of those details later. I'll be on live before lock to break it down, but we're not going to dig into the crazy stuff today. It's just not worth it. So anyway, thank you for being here. Hit the like button if you haven't already. Subscribe to the channel. Hit the notification bell. Follow me on Twitter at Josh Engleman. And then let's go through it. Coffee is here. Going to be delicious too. I know it. Cannot wait. Cannot wait. Hope you have a coffee. If you don't, coffee, tea, water, beer. If you have any sort of holiday type drinks, mulled cider perhaps, whatever direction you want to go. You got food. I don't feel it. I'm feeling light, feeling spry today. Had a tough workout yesterday, but feeling good. If you got the food, eat it, but don't worry about it. Hit the J if you've got it. Rise and grind, everybody. This is why we're here. Cheers to you guys. Enjoy everything you've got going on today. Oh, it's hotter than I thought it was going to be. I don't like it. Kyle, thank you. Appreciate that. Oh, man. Oh, that coffee was hotter than I wanted it to be. All righty. Let's get into it then. It is time to break down this slate. Let me get my windows set up because apparently I didn't do that either. It's a slow morning. Not going to lie. Took me a little bit to get the wheels moving. And the first team that we got to talk about is the team that pissed me off the most yesterday. That would be the Philadelphia 76ers. I was never going to get to Montrezl Harrell yesterday until he started. I was never going to play Paul Reed no matter what happened unless he started. And then he becomes the guy that you have to win the slate. So irritating. Okay. That window's good. This window's good. I can change my view so that you can see what I see. Actually, you know what? We're going to lead off with something else. Whoops. All right, guys, you ready for this? This is a big one, so I hope you're ready for it. Let's do... Ready? Are you ready? 1, 2, 3. I hope you're looking at the screen. Boom. There it is. Thanksgiving promo. It's the biggest promo we have. $5 for a Stokastic Plus Platinum weekly pass. The promo code is THANKS, although you can see the QR code on the screen. Promo code THANKS. You can go to stokastic.com/promos to get access if you want to, or just type the promo code in yourself. But again, $5 for Stokastic Plus Platinum weekly. That gives you access to every single thing we have on the site, except for Fantasy Cruncher. That is a paid add-on, but we're talking projections, ownership, boom bust, lineup generators for all sports, everything that's going on right now. NBA, obviously playing. NFL, you got Thanksgiving tomorrow. That should be pretty interesting. The World Cup is live. NHL is live. We've got golf. You name it, we have it. This is the deal for you. $5 Stokastic Plus Platinum. Get in the door. That's what you're looking for right now, folks. That's the biggie. Let me know how much you like this deal by hitting that thumbs up if you haven't done it already. All right, let's do this. Bang. Time to break this bad boy down. All right, let's get this stuff moved around. It's a pretty good deal. I'm not going to lie, folks. You guys should check it out. Yeah, Rob Martin's saying it. He knows what's up. Yeah, I mean, let's not give Eric any credit for saying that he had 30% cork mods. That's not a good thing. No one should have had 30% cork mods yesterday. All righty, what do we got going on here? Am I on at all tomorrow? Yes, I am. I am starting our NFL coverage tomorrow. Rob, as far as I'm concerned, Paul Reed should have been no priority whatsoever on DraftKings. He was always viable because of the price. On FanDuel at $5K, I'm not in the habit of playing properly priced backup centers that may not play. All right. Speaking of the Philadelphia 76ers, that's who we're talking about here. Now, they are on the back-to-back. We know that there's no Harden, no Maxey, and no Joel Embiid. I'm going to go basically with the same rotation. I mean, this is nonsense. The fact that Paul Reed played 31 minutes yesterday and hadn't played 31 minutes combined in the previous 3 games is something. Obviously Embiid out, but even in the 2 games that Embiid didn't play at the beginning of November, still only played 24 total. Yeah, Larry, honestly, that was wrong. It was just wrong then. But he also, this was so low on the likely range of outcomes. Again, on these are 2 different questions too. On DraftKings, he was always interesting because of his price tag. But again, he was the backup center. We see these guys on slates all the time. On FanDuel, if you got to Paul Reed yesterday, you got bailed out with the ultimate luck box performance, both in playing time, in results, at a salary that didn't belong. It's just frustrating. Now, we need to think about today's slate. Obviously, they don't like Matisse Thybulle. That's just gone by the wayside. I'm fine with my Milton minutes. I'm fine with my Melton minutes. I'm fine-ish with my Daniel House minutes, although we could probably dig into that a little bit more. PJ Tucker ended up playing 37 minutes yesterday. The guys that played 30 minutes plus were Tobias Harris, DeAnthony Melton, PJ Tucker, Shake Milton, Paul Reed. Right. Of course. Obviously. Should have saw that one coming, right? I'm going to go to 24 on Montrezl Harrell. I know that sounds ridiculous, but it is a back-to-back. This is against Charlotte. Philly, 4-point dogs. Harrell played relatively normal rotations. For some reason, they let Paul Reed close out the second quarter, but they brought Harrell right back out to start the third, picked up a foul. They went to Paul Reed. Paul Reed then played all of the rest of the third quarter, 8 more minutes, and then 11 minutes straight in the fourth quarter. You got 20 minutes of Paul Reed in the second half. It's just comical. Comical. I'll go down to 22. I'll take Paul Reed to 20. I can't make any bigger changes than that because I don't expect him to start. You can't project guys like that. Everything else, I'm just going to keep the way that I had yesterday. And don't get me wrong, I like Paul Reed. I hate the luck box nature of what happened yesterday. Again, on FanDuel. On DraftKings, he was just always a play. It was no different than the way that we've been talking about Andre Drummond's price being under 4K. That's just what you're expecting. But didn't need it on a 4-gamer. Yeah, I'm leaving Philly the way that we had it yesterday, only making slight adjustments to the Montrezl Harrell, Paul Reed stuff. That'll work. I can't believe that Matisse Thybulle's just not the dude, and that Furkan Korkmaz, after not having played basically at all, steps into 20 minutes. What a garbage game. Just truly garbage. Where are we at? Oh, Charlotte. Yeah, I'm not in it right now. We're going to need some coffee sips aggressively. Let's talk about the Hornets. It should be a little bit easier to talk about because they're not on a back-to-back, and teams that aren't on a back-to-back are super simple to talk about. LaMelo Ball out, Cody Martin out, everybody else available, which means this is just your standard issue Charlotte rotation. And they don't really make many changes here. DSJ, they brought him back first time off the bench. Looked good too, actually. I mean, they got smacked by Washington, but we did get DSJ back. He was plus 15. Didn't go as well for Terry Rozier, who was minus 17. I think they're going to have to play Dennis Smith Jr. a little bit more just to get the offense cooking the way that you wanted to. But looks like James Bouknight is out of the rotation. I'm going to take DSJ down to 28. We got Terry Rozier in for 36. Honestly, there's a case to be made that it should be 37, but definitely need to get more minutes going to Gordon Hayward. I'm going to take him up to 35. I got 32 in for Oubre. I think that's fine. McDaniel's in for 24. Probably a little healthy, but it'll be fine. 29 for Plumlee, 18 for Richards. That all looks fine. 33 for PJ Washington. Are they really running an 8-man? Oh, they brought Kai Jones into the rotation. Yeah, I knew that, actually. We'll give him those 5. Let's look at this game quickly. So for Charlotte, lots to like because this Philly team's not very good with everybody out. Steve, glad you took advantage of the promo, man. That's awesome. Gordon Hayward, 6,300 on DraftKings, 6,400 on FanDuel. That's probably the best piece here from Charlotte. PJ Washington for 5,800 on DK. Also pretty interesting to me. DSJ overpriced. Terry Rozier priced appropriately. Not too much else there that I want to see. From the Philly side, I gotta charge my watch. From the Philly side, I mean, we're going straight back to Shake Milton at 5,500 on DK. He's going to end up looking like one of the best plays of today. You're going to Melton. You're going to Harris, on DraftKings at least. Tobias Harris, a little bit less interesting on the FanDuel end. Not much else, though, from the Sixers. Like, obviously, Paul Reed at 3,700 is going to be an interesting value play. I'd probably be more likely to go to Harold just because I think people chase Reed from yesterday. Don't play Paul Reed on FanDuel once again. To me, unless Paul Reed is in the starting lineup, you should not have a single share of him on FanDuel today at 5,400 on a 12-game slate. Chris, why would you play Reeves? I don't want to say it like that because, like, I obviously had some Austin Reeves, but I didn't have the 70% that some dopes in our chat had. Incredible. Yeah, I mean, for Philly, it's Melton and Harris on DraftKings. On FanDuel, it's Melton, and that's it. Game 1 down. Good work so far, folks. Portland Trailblazers, 8.5-point favorites. Sorry, 8.5-point underdogs in Cleveland, 216.5 total. Doesn't seem like this one's going to be the most appealing matchup, but we do have no Dame, so who the hell knows there? They're not on a back-to-back, which is helpful. For Portland, Josh Hart is available. No Dame, no Gary Payton, no Keon Johnson. So basically, this is going to be the same rotation that we just had. Now, Justice Winslow played a little bit less. I don't think that that's going to be a long-term thing. I got Shaedon Sharpe in for 28. We're going to take Justice Winslow down to 26. I'll bump up Nas Little a little bit. A little bit. Nurk played 31. That is interesting to see. Eubanks only played 15. Those guys continue to split the minutes. I'm going to go 29-19 on those guys. 36 minutes to Anthony Simons. Yes. 36 minutes to Jeremy Grant. Yes. 34 to Josh Hart. Yes. I don't have any other changes that I want to make to Portland. This is basically the same roster that we put together on Monday. Same rates as well. For the Cleveland Cavaliers, Dean Wade probable. So he's coming back. Karis LeVert, on the other hand, is out with an ankle sprain. And then we've got the Q tag on Kevin Love. So this is actually going to work out pretty well for Cleveland. Man, I can't get comfortable today. Let's see if I can get a good back crack in. A little bit. So we get Karis LeVert out of there. Dean Wade hasn't played in 6 games, but at the same time, I think he's going to step into something mildly decent here. We had LeVert out before. No, not in the last month. So let's get Dean Wade in for some sort of chunk of playing time. I think he's going to play like 24 minutes. Although they have started going to Lamar Stevens now, but we'll cross that bridge in a second. 36 minutes for Darius Garland, 37 minutes for Donovan Mitchell. Actually, Garland's been playing more than him as of late. I'm going to go to 37 on both guys. We get Isaac Okoro in for 16. We get Jared Allen in for 32. I can bring down those. I'm going to take out those Robin Lopez minutes, make that Kevin Love, get him to 20. And then we get Chetty to 19. Get a bit more now, but I think Dean Wade will sort of, let's go 22 here and 21. Same sort of minutes for Chetty and Wade. Because we're going to get Garland, Mitchell, Mobley, Allen. I think we're going to get Dean Wade in the starting lineup today. But I don't know if he has to close. I'm going to go to 24 there, and they're just going to play less Okoro. They want Dean Wade out there. I don't have rates to change. So let's look at this team then. No real priorities for Cleveland. Like, Garland's priced appropriately, looks fine. Mitchell's priced appropriately. Jared Allen, 6,700 on DraftKings, 6,900 on FanDuel. That's whatever. Just on a 12-game slate, if you don't just immediately jump off the page, you're probably not worth talking about. Like, Anthony Simons for 7,600 on DraftKings is very interesting to me. That's a guy that I'd be interested in getting to. If you want to get to $6,100 NERC on DK, or on FanDuel rather, I think that's more than viable. There's just not a lot of great value here. Now we're going to get to talk, I would imagine, about some better options, because the Minnesota Timberwolves are in Indiana. They're 1-point favorites, 235 total. This is one of 3 games with 230-plus totals for today. On the Minnesota side, we've got a Q tag on Kyle Anderson and a Q tag on Jordan McLaughlin. So we should just be projecting these guys standard rotations. I got 31 minutes in for D'Angelo Russell. I got 35 minutes in for Anthony Edwards. 32 for Gobert. 33 for Towns. 30 for Jaden McDaniels. We saw Taurean Prince play 30 minutes with no Kyle Anderson. I'm assuming Kyle Anderson is in for right now. So I do not have changes that I want to make for Minnesota. We know this team. On the Indiana side, Q tag on Andrew Nembhard. That will matter if he happens to be out, but at this point in time, he is just simply questionable. Let me just double check that on the injury report. Indiana, Nembhard, questionable. Yeah. I mean, other guys are questionable for Indiana, but they aren't guys that play basketball. So, except for Isaiah Jackson. Isaiah Jackson is questionable. There's a little bit of a trickle down there, but Nembhard didn't play the most recent game. He plays about 22 minutes a game. I'm going to leave him in for that. If Nembhard ends up out, you probably get increased run for Aaron Nesmith. That's something that we can talk about later tonight. I don't think it's really relevant right now. We know what this rotation looks like for Indiana, and I'm just going to move forward with it. So the Pacers do have some options that look good, whether that's Buddy Hield, 6,300 on DK. Jalen Smith still at 5K on DraftKings, 5,300 on FanDuel. No major priorities, but the starters just look a little bit better here than they have in the previous 3 games. But on the Minnesota side, $6,500 Rudy Gobert on DraftKings is a guy that you guys want to be looking at for sure. Great spot for Gobert. D'Angelo Russell and Edwards, I think both look fine, but Gobert is the guy that I'm looking for here. Gobert's DK price is just good. Now, he's only been a fantasy point per minute guy over the last 30 days. It's not great, but I don't think that's long term. So get yourself some Rudy Gobert on DraftKings. That's the best thing we've seen so far. Rudy Gobert and Shake Milton are the two best plays we've seen on DK through the first 3 games. And we're at 7 o'clock, so that would be my quick reminder. Hit that like button, folks. That's what you want to do. We don't need to talk about TJ McConnell. It's a 12-game slate. So let's just not care about that at all. Sacramento Kings, 5.5-point underdogs in Atlanta. 238 total. This is the biggest total on today's slate. Everybody for Sacramento is available. They are on a back-to-back. We saw them play a back-to-back, or we saw them play yesterday. Keegan Murray got in a little bit of foul trouble, so we did see Terrence Davis. I'm going to project the Sacramento Kings the exact same way that I projected them yesterday. I'm not even going to touch the rotation. I talked about them 3 separate times yesterday. Process show, strategy show, and on the deeper dive. I'm happy with that rotation. Atlanta, on the other hand, did not play yesterday, so we can talk about them quickly. Bogdan Bogdanović getting closer and closer to being back. Looks like a couple more days, and he will be here. DeAndre Hunter is probable. So we can go ahead and take a look at this Atlanta rotation. I think that we're not really jumping through any hoops here. We know what we get out of the Atlanta Hawks on a day-to-day basis. They don't change their rotation. They barely have guys in and out of the lineup. All of their starters played 30-plus minutes, except for Capella, who splits those minutes with Onyeka Okongwu. There's nothing else for me to add here for Atlanta either. So far, this has been really easy. So for the Hawks, we have found a bunch of things that we need to jam in today. 9K DeJounte Murray on DraftKings is a guy that I want a lot of, as is $9,800 Trae Young. I think both of these guys look really, really good in a matchup against the Kings today. They are both guys that I would like to get to quite a bit. I think John Collins is very interesting at 5,600. He has been very uninteresting from a fantasy perspective. 0.81 FanDuel points per minute over the past 30 days. That's bad. But I think he looks good here. Be fine getting shares of Hunter and Capella on DraftKings, but Murray and Young, aggressive priorities. On FanDuel, they're not as good, but they're still good. Similar story for John Collins. If you're playing anybody from Atlanta, you're playing the starters. They're all ultra viable today. But if you're looking for priorities, it's Murray and Young on the DK side. For Sacramento, hard to want to go to anything from Sacramento too aggressively, just because they don't make changes to their rotation at all. These guys are all priced exactly where they should be. That's the real problem here. So, can you play Fox, Sabonis, Herter, Barnes, Murray? Yeah, all of those guys look okay today. I'd say Kevin Herter on FanDuel is the best option. None of these guys are really good point per dollar plays. They're just not priorities. We're through 4 games already. I'm going to take a nice sip of coffee. Thank you guys for being here. Hit that like button. I really wish I didn't have contenders videos after this. All right, on to Dallas. Dallas Mavs. 4-point dogs in Boston. 218 total. This is one of 4 games with a sub 220 total. Now, obviously, this one's going to be a little tricky. Dinwiddie is questionable. Maxi Kleber is doubtful. So let's think about Dallas here. I guess we got to just leave this the way that it looked last time out. You know, we know the minutes we're going to get out of Luka Doncic. We know the minutes we're going to get out of Spencer Dinwiddie to a degree. Reggie Bullock playing a little bit less than I would like. He's at 29. Tim Hardaway at 26. We'll make that 25. There's just a bunch of minutes to go around. Ntilikina wasn't the guy that played. They finally started going to Davis Bertans. We'll see what we can do there. Christian Wood playing a bit less as of late. Dwight Powell, that seems about right. JaVale now back for the past 2 games. We'll get him in for like 9 minutes. Get Bertans back up to 10. I think this looks fine. I got Josh Green in for 19. I should probably find him an extra minute somewhere. There we go. We'll get him to 20. Keep an eye on that Dinwiddie news, though. That opens up a lot for Dallas. I just don't know if it's going to matter on a slate where they face Boston. Give me 1 second, guys. All right, let's go to the Boston side now. Sorry, I had to answer some DMs. We'll go to Boston. The Boston Celtics. They also did not play yesterday, so we know their injury report, which means Q tag on Jason Tatum. No Robert Williams. Now, obviously, we're not going to prepare today like Jason Tatum's not going to play. However, let us not forget, today is the day before a holiday. It's not out of the realm of possibility we see some guys not playing. FYI, there's a grammatical error on your title, Josh. Previews. I see it. Yeah. Yes, there is. Good eye. Almost made I assume you're my wife, because she'd be the same person that would point that out. I don't mean that negatively. Well, I sort of mean it negatively. I'll pass that along. I mean, we're not going to be making any changes here to Boston, that's for sure. I mean, talk about a team that doesn't change any of their rotation up. This is just what it is. So, yeah, we're just going to assume that Jason Tatum plays 37 minutes and Jaylen Brown plays 35, and you get Marcus Smart playing his pretty standard issue 32 or whatever. We're just not going to like this game. Yeah. I mean, again, when we have slates like this with 12 games, most guys are going to just look appropriately priced and fully functional. I have no takes on Jason Tatum or Jaylen Brown. Like, they're just guys today. You play them, they're probably like 5% owned or something, and you just go about your business. There's not a single priority on the Boston Celtics for today. And there's basically not a single priority for the Dallas Mavericks either. Now, Dorian Finney-Smith is 3,800 on DK. That's a functional value play. He's 4K on FanDuel. Again, functional value play. Luka Doncic is 12.8, though. It's going to take a lot of value for him to just easily show up. It's what he should be priced. But there are no priorities from Dallas either. So far, we have not seen a lot on this slate that I would say looks good. Hingo, he's not out or doubtful. He is questionable. So neither of the two. I just can't get comfortable. Everything's just sore and creaky. I did get a good night's sleep, though, so I can't be too mad. All right, game number 6. Washington Wizards, 1.5 point dogs in Miami, 211.5 total. This is the lowest total on today's slate. Yuck. The Wizards are 24th in pace. The Heat are 28th in pace. I got a sneaky suspicion that this game is going to have absolutely nothing of interest in it. Unless we got guys. Okay, so the Wizards are stupid. Monty Morris is questionable. Bradley Beal is questionable. Rui Hachimura is questionable. Clearly, we can't do anything about any of that information other than just simply move forward with projecting all of those guys in. Why is there no Washington? Okay, there it is. I'm just going to treat Washington like it's their normal team. Now, Monty Morris didn't play on Sunday. I'm not taking him out in this one. I'm just projecting Washington the same way they normally are. I am going to give Bradley Beal an extra minute right now. They have, well, actually, I probably have a tweak or two to make here. Although that was without Rui. I need to get Bradley Beal an extra minute. Where can I take that from? Because Rui plays 23 a game, so that's fine. I'm fine with... No, I got to give Porzingis quite a bit more minutes. Take Porzingis up to 33. Morning, Andres. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody. Denny in for 28. Kuz in for 34. I could probably give more to Kuz, too. Where are these minutes coming from? I guess Jordan Goodwin is the guy. No, because he's playing too. Although I guess that could be just have a little bit to do when Beal was out. Maybe Goodwin's the guy that has to just give some of this up if everybody's in. I feel like I've got too many dudes projected for this team. I mean, I guess I could take 2 minutes away from Monty Morris. That gets Beal up to 37. I can get Kispert up to 20. But I think when Rui's around, he's going to play 20 minutes. I mean, maybe it's just Gafford is going to leave the rotation. I'm guessing that's probably what's going to be the thing that breaks here. Oh, I'm going to sneeze. Got that sneeze out right at the last second. Wasn't ready for it. Yeah, this is a team whose minutes I just don't understand. I really don't. Yeah, Larry, Bobby Heenan and Gorilla. All right, that's the Washington side. I don't think it's going to matter unless these guys get ruled out because this game just sucks for Miami. Oh, my God. Okay. So... no Jimmy Butler, no Victor Oladipo, no Duncan Robinson, no Omar Yurtseven. Q tags on Tyler Hero, Max Strus, Gabe Vincent, Dwayne Dedman, Haslam, Haywood Highsmith, and Bam are all probable. I mean, this is just a farce of a team today. I hope they look like shit so we don't have to deal with it. I'm going to put everybody in that could possibly be in. So we're going to go to 36 minutes on Kyle Lowry. Tyler Hero has not played for 8 games. I'm going to assume he comes back. I don't think that he just immediately steps into 100 million minutes, so I'll give him 32. Max Strus plays 36 minutes a game. I am going to give him those 36 minutes. Caleb Martin playing 36 minutes a game. I am going to give him... I'm going to go 34 to Strus, 34 to Martin, 33 to Bam, Edmond with the backup run. Assuming Gabe Vincent is in, he's going to play like 28 minutes. And then we're going to get Jovic and someone else, Haywood Highsmith. Yeah. Pretty simple here for the Heat. I don't really have any other changes here. Okay. If everybody that has a Q tag for the Heat are in, then no one's interesting. You're going to need Hero out and, like Strus and Vincent out. There's no way to talk about the Miami Heat right now. And it's the worst, and it's the least appealing game that exists. Similar story for the Wizards. If all the Q tag guys are in, they're unplayable. If they're not, then you start looking at guys like Beal and Kuzma and Porzingis more. Ultimately, I think you should just draw a line through this game. Well, we're halfway done. I feel like I've been talking for days. It's been 45 minutes. Thank you for being here. Hit the like button. 138 of you in here. 139 of you in here now, actually. I wish I could see the likes on the screen. I have to bring up a different window to do that. So I'm just going to let you guys tell me how many more we need to get to 100. And then we're going to get to the Brooklyn Nets on the back-to-back at Toronto, 221 total. There's basically no chance this looks good. We don't know anything about Brooklyn right now other than we didn't have Yuta Watanabe yesterday. I'm going to assume that he's still out today. It's possible we don't get Seth Curry on a back-to-back. He sat out the most recent back-to-back. Don't know if that's going to be the plan here. He sat out both back-to-backs. I'm leaving my Brooklyn rotation exactly like I had it. I did go to more Patty Mills yesterday, which I think is interesting. Kyrie's minutes started to climb. Go to 32 there. Durant played, his 36. Royce O'Neal played even more than he normally does, but that's fine. We didn't really get Markieff Morris. I don't really know where these minutes even went. Joe Harris came off the bench, played way less than you would expect. Oh, yeah, they went to blowout run. They had 20 minutes of it, so good luck. All right, on the Toronto side, there's nothing else we could do for Brooklyn other than just project them like it was yesterday. Good God. Okay, so for Toronto, no Pascal Siakam, no Otto Porter, no Precious Achiuwa, no Justin Champagnie. Trent is available. Chris Boucher is available. Scotty Barnes and Delano Banton are both questionable. I'm just going to gut the rotation and start from scratch because there's too many different weird things going on here. So we're going to start point guard, Fred VanVleet, 36 minutes, done. Actually, 37 minutes, done. Gary Trent is in and back. He's missed the past 3 games. So I'm going to go 30 on Trent. We'll go 32 on Trent because he's Trent. OG Anunoby playing 38 minutes a game. Straight in for 38 minutes. That's simple. Got to assume that Scotty Barnes plays. He's playing 37 minutes a game. I'm just going to put in 37 for Scotty Barnes. And then we need to figure out the rest of this. So we saw Juancho's minutes have picked up. Christian Coloco's minutes have picked up. We do get Boucher back. Chris Boucher plays like 24 minutes a game. I'm going to give him 24. Thad Young has been playing 24 minutes a game. I'm going to go that same direction. I legitimately have no idea what to do with Christian Coloco's minutes, but I'm going to go to 14. Malachi Flynn played a ton on Saturday. He doesn't normally play, but there is no Banton. So I think that becomes Flynn at the very least as the backup point guard. Juancho probably plays... Oh, Banton's questionable. Okay. So those minutes go to Banton. I got 34 minutes for Banton and Juancho. So I'll go... Let's make 16, 18. There we go. I don't believe I have rates that I need to change. Nah, I do. Let's change these rates. Played in game. Toronto. Fred VanVleet, OG Anunoby, Gary Trent, Scotty Barnes. Off Pascal Siakam. Is this going to work? Or am I just trimming my sample too much? Nope, I'm good. Big time usage bump to Fred VanVleet. Gary Trent, not a big time usage bump. OG Anunoby, not a big time usage bump. Scotty Barnes, same guy he is every single day. I mean, this is just an awful game. So for Toronto, though, we have a problem because Fred VanVleet is 7,800 on DraftKings, and he looks fantastic today at that price tag. Point guard, shooting guard on DK looks great. 8,800 on FanDuel for VanVleet is a little bit more of a tough sell. I'd be fine getting to Scotty Barnes. I'd be fine getting to OG Anunoby. Particularly on DK, I think both guys look good. Gary Trent worth a flyer, but not much else. And then I would not be going to anything else from Toronto. No, Israel, not Boucher season. And then on the other side for Brooklyn, it's Ben Simmons on DK and then nothing else. I can't imagine going to anybody other than Ben Simmons, 6,100 on DraftKings, power forward center. Chris, why would anyone talk about Nick Richards against Philly? Chicago Bulls are 7-point dogs in Milwaukee. 220 total. What do we get for the Bulls here? Lonzo out. Goran Dragic in. So this is standard Bulls rotation, I guess. Yeah. They haven't done anything weird as of late. I got Dragic in. DeMar, Levine, Vooch, Dosunmu, all playing their 30 minutes or whatever a game. 35 for DeRozan, 33 for Levine, 34 for, I guess I got to give DeRozan another minute. 35 for DeRozan. I'll take one away from Levine, take him to 33. I got 32 for Vooch. Get Dosunmu up one. Everything else is just backup run. Chicago's easy here. They don't mess around. For Milwaukee, what's happening here? Because that doesn't look right. Still no Middleton, no Ingles. Wes Matthews back. It's a 12-game slate, guys. You can't mess around with guys that are going to play 20 minutes today. It's not viable. What would I be changing here? Oh, okay. Beauchamp probably Dunzo. Yeah. All right. So I got Drew in for 28. I just gotta cut this entire Milwaukee rotation just to make it easier. We'll bump Drew Holiday up to 30 minutes. Start working his way back in now that he has been back after missing those 4 games. We get Brook Lopez in for 31. We'll get Serge Ibaka out of the rotation now. Okay. So we'll say Bobby Portis gets 17 and 10. Giannis gets 33. We get George Hill as the backup point guard. We get Pat Connaughton. Played 16 minutes in his first game back. Let's take him to 18 for today. Get Grayson Allen up to 28. We get Javon Carter. 26. We get Wes Matthews now back playing his 12 minutes a game. That leaves me 17. I'm going to give those to Jordan Nwora. Rates all stay the same for this team. So that's Milwaukee. Something might look good here. Nope, it doesn't. Giannis is 12-3 on DraftKings. 11-8 on FanDuel. I think it's really difficult to want to go to anything here from Milwaukee, even in a decent matchup against Chicago. For the Bulls, $7,400 Vooch on DraftKings, probably the best option. I think Levine and Dosunmu are all okay. Just another game with no priorities. Pricing is really, really sharp. Or just like unplayable. Denver on a back-to-back. This should be a team that's impossible to talk about, given the fact that we got Murray, Jokic, and Gordon all back yesterday. I mean, just dumb. Just truly dumb yesterday out of the Nuggets. I'm just leaving the exact same rotation in that I had for Denver yesterday that I do today. I don't know how else, other than I got to put Bones back in. Bones played 9 minutes yesterday. Don't think he's long for 9 minutes, but yeah, I don't. We need all the news on these back-to-back teams. So yeah, 26 for Bruce Brown seems fine. Everybody else's minutes seem totally fine. 9-man rotation, yeah. Not a lot to like here for Denver. 2.5-point favorites in OKC, 229 total. Possible we like more on OKC, but these guys are jerk-offs too. All right, no Poku, no Mike Muscala. If we look at the injury report for OKC, allegedly, Ousmane Dieng, Lindy Waters, and Jalen Williams, the center, are all in the G League. So technically, Lindy Waters shouldn't be able to be projected, which means we have 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, we have 11 real bodies here for OKC today. Shea in, Giddey in, Dort in. We don't have to change those minutes at all. Mike Muscala is going to be hurt for a bit. We're going to take Kenrich Williams out of there. We're going to take Aaron Wiggins, Jalen Williams, and JRE out and build the rest of this rotation. I'm going to go to like 24 on JRE. And then let's do, because we got Baisley back now. I think Baisley's going to have to play some center today. Let's go 18 to Baisley. We'll go 28 to Jalen Williams. We'll go 20 to Kenrich Williams. We'll go 18 to Aaron Wiggins. I still have 33 minutes left for these goons. Trey Mann is back. So Trey Mann is going to just play like standard issue point guard run. So that leaves me 20 minutes. Am I missing somebody? Isaiah Joe, I guess. It's the only other guy. Omer Yuri. He usually plays. We'll go 10 to Omer Yuri, 10 to Isaiah Joe. I just assume they play everybody. Screw this team. For Oklahoma City, SGA 10-2 on DraftKings. Sign me up. Giddey for 7K, I think looks okay as well. Yeah, I mean, that's not what it means for you to Watanabe. He's the only reason he's going to be on the bench is if he's hurt. He will play like 16 to 20 minutes today if he's not. He's a part of their rotation. Not a ton to like for OKC. You guys know the drill now. It's Shea, it's Giddey, it's Dort to a degree, and I think Jalen Williams now has established himself as a guy that gets the minutes. Otherwise, just get away from it. For Denver, remember, we don't have a damn clue who's actually going to play for Denver today. I think Aaron Gordon looks good at 5,600 if he's in. Clearly, $10,500 Nikola Jokic is an interesting play on FanDuel. Played 36 minutes in his return yesterday. Yeah, the promo codes will never work if you add on FC. Thanks, 8 Game. Not a lot to like here, though, for Denver. But, like, play Jokic on FanDuel a lot because 10,500 is not correct for him. 1.59 FanDuel points per minute for Jokic over the past 30 days. 3 games to go yet, folks. Please hit that like button if you haven't done it already. Give thanks. The best way to give thanks is to hit the like button on that video. Also, if you want to give thanks, we can give thanks to you with the promo code that's on the screen right now. Stokastic Plus Platinum Weekly Pass. The promo code is thanks. There's a QR code on the screen if you want to use that as well. You get access to every single thing that's on the site except for Fantasy Cruncher. You'll get projections, ownership, boom bust, lineup generator for all the sports, football, basketball, hockey, soccer for right now. Whatever you're looking for us, other than Fantasy Cruncher, you get access thanks to the promo code thanks. Good promo there from me. I'm not going to lie. All right, New Orleans Pelicans. Doubtful tag on Trey Murphy. Otherwise, we are good to go here on the Pels. We got Zion back in that last one. I'm going to take Zion down an extra 2 minutes just in case they want to be, no, I don't need to do that. That's silly. We're going to get Najee Marshall playing more with no Trey Murphy. That's for sure. So I'm going to get him up to 20. And then I can probably give a little bit of extra time to Devontae Graham. No other changes need to be made for the New Orleans Pelicans. We know who the starters are. We know who gets the minutes. We know what the split is at center at this point in time. No ambiguity here. All right. San Antonio Spurs. By the way, guys, this is the third game with the 230 plus total. So it's possible the Pels look good or that the Spurs look good. Somebody's out for the Spurs. Who is it? Q tag on Jakob Poeltl. Doubtful tag on Josh Richardson. We think Zach Collins is back, as is Romeo Langford. So none of that's fun. I'm going to cut this entire rotation. I don't know what they're going to do with Charles Bassey now. I assume he's just going to leave the rotation. Bassey wasn't really playing before. So let's start with Poeltl. Plays 28 minutes a game. I'm going to go to 20 on Zach Collins, 18 on Zach Collins. Something like that. They'll leave Bassey in for 2 just in case. We'll get Trey Jones in at the point. Give him 29 minutes. Obviously no Jay Rich. Actually, I'll go to 30. We're going to get Keldon in for 32. We're going to get Devin Vassell in for 33. We're going to get Jeremy Sohan in for 28. The rest of this should just fill itself out. We'll go 20 to McBuckets. We'll go to 16 to Keita Bates-Diop, another guy that's just criminally underrepresented by the Spurs. He should be dominating and the first man that he should be like a $30 million a game guy. Whatever other hyperbole bullshit Drop Roses is going to spew. God, what an awful, awful person to listen talk about basketball. Can you imagine if you paid to hear that? How awful that would be? Whew. I think Romeo Langford's going to play again. And then we have one spot that gets opened up for no Jay Rich. I just don't know who that's going to go to. 1, 2, 3, 4. I mean, if Poeltl is out, by the way, buckle up for Charles Bassey Day. Toasted Biscuits, good morning. Jordan Hall? No. Where do these 17 minutes go? Isaiah Roby, maybe? Or is Roby just playing because of Collins? 21, 25. No, I think it's Roby. I'm going to give Roby 17 minutes here. Actually, I'll give Roby 15 minutes here. I don't think we're going to like a lot of San Antonio, though, unfortunately. Yeah, no, again, no priorities here. Vassell, Keldon Johnson, Trey Jones, Jakob Poeltl if he's in. Now, if we happen to get no Jakob Poeltl, Charles Bassey's going to be much more interesting. 4,800 on DK, 4,200 on FanDuel. Gorgeous Dong becomes like slightly more interesting. But there's just not a lot here. Now, the Pels should destroy San Antonio. I would be fine getting to Zion. I got to take a minute away from Zion or he's going to pop up too much. I just don't trust his minutes. Day before a holiday. Still working his way back after being out for a couple of games. So let's take some playing time away there. Yeah. So you can get to Ingram. You can get to CJ. You can get to Zion. I think Joval for 5,600 on FanDuel is a little bit interesting. But again, it's another game where there's just no obvious, no doubt about it value yet. Now, again, it's 7:30. There's 12 games. We're going to get a ton of news that we don't expect today. So make sure you're watching Deeper Dive and Live Before Lock later tonight, because that's really going to be where we hash all of this out. Now on Detroit. For the Pistons, they are 11.5-point underdogs in Utah, 229 total. No Bay, no Cunningham, no beef stew. I need to stop getting Jaden Ivey, which is becoming a real problem for me. I don't like it. Alec Burks, I'm going to take a couple minutes from. We'll give those to Kevin Knox. Hamidou Diallo, I could take down a minute, give that to Kevin Knox. Isaiah Livers played 24 minutes. That could go up. Agley played 22. Duran played 25-8. So they split those minutes. I'm going to go 25-23. Boyan, I got in for 33. I'm going to make that 34. Take that minute away from nobody. I guess I have a bonus minute. Do something like that for Detroit. I assume I just get all of the Jaden Ivey once again. That'll get me nowhere. This is a terrible matchup going into Utah. They're going to get smacked around real bad. This is probably a schedule loss. All right, for Utah, what do they got going on? No Mike Conley, no Rudy Gay. Okay, so this is just sort of normal Utah for the past 2 days. I got Jordan Clarkson in for 32 minutes. I'm going to go a little bit heavier there. We'll go 33. Fontecchio barely playing. We've got 27 for Kelly Olynyk. Those minutes are also going up a little bit. We're going to go to 29 on Olynyk. I got 16 to Walker Kessler. Go down to 14 if we need to. We got Jared Vanderbilt playing 25. That's fine. Markkanen, I'm going to go to 34. I got THT in for 28. Don't trust that at all. Take that down to 24. Beasley, I got in for 29. That's fine. Colin Sexton, I got in for 25. I don't really want to change that. Nickeil Alexander-Walker played 10 minutes. We got to give 10 more to Fontecchio. That leaves me 7 minutes of extra time. I can't goose Clarkson to high 30s. I can't go higher than 33 there. I just can't. So where can I throw these stupid minutes? Who can I give those minutes to? I just need a placeholder. Udoka Azubuike is the new placeholder. Okay, so obviously we like Utah a ton here. Facing Detroit is great because the Pistons' defense is bad. They're neutral in pace, but they have Marvin Bagley at center, and Marvin Bagley sucks. So I like everything from Utah, and I think there's even upside here. But, $4,400 Colin Sexton on DraftKings has the potential to play a bunch of extra minutes. At 25 minutes, I think he looks like the best play on Utah. I will happily get to Lauri Markkanen, to Jordan Clarkson, to Kelly Olynyk. I think Malik Beasley on DraftKings at 4,800 is interesting. I think on FanDuel, he's useless. I think you can get to Jared Vanderbilt. I think you could roll the dice on Talen Horton-Tucker. I would say the Utah Jazz are the best overall team that we've seen so far today. For the Pistons, I would say that nobody really looks all that great outside of Bojan Bogdanovic. I don't want to go too crazy here, but Bojan, Ivy, Hayes, probably the only guys that I really want to get to. But these guys are ultra bad. Ultra bad. Killian Hayes in particular is next level terrible. Man, this coffee's hitting the spot. All right, we only have one game to go. For the 183 of you that are here, please hit that like button. It's a Thanksgiving like button hit. I would really appreciate it, guys. Final game, LA Clippers, 9-point dogs in Golden State, 222 total for the Clippers. No Paul George, no Kawhi Leonard, no Luke Kennard. Let's start this one from scratch. Late night hammer on the Clippers, and we have no Kawhi and no PG. This should be a real treat. So, Reggie Jackson, straight away I'm going 32 minutes. It could be more. We just need to start there. Zubats, 32 minutes. That's where we got to start. Let's see. What's today? 23rd? Yeah. Assuming this lineup then has Terrence Mann, Norm Powell, Marcus Morris. We're going to go ahead and give Marcus Morris 33 minutes. No, we'll go 32. Same as those other guys. We'll take Norm Powell up to 30. We'll take Terrence Mann up to 30 as well. Now, the rest of this rotation. We'll go 24 to John Wall. Who are we missing now? We'll go to Batum in for 20. Actually, we got to go 16-16 here. We'll get Batum in for... I'm going to go 22 to Batum. I'm going to assume that we get Robert Covington back for, 18. And then 20 for Amir Coffey. Did I miss someone real? I don't think that I did. It's a 9-man rotation. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. They ran a 9-man rotation in the most recent game. That included Kawhi. I took out Kawhi and added Covington. I think that's fine. Now, unfortunately, I got to figure out rates for the Clippers with no Paul George and no Kawhi Leonard. Paul George off, Kawhi off. Just this season, because it's hard to look any other way. But those guys off. It's a big minute sample. 200 minutes for Norm Powell. 30% usage rate. I'm not going to go that high. I'll take it to 29. Where's Reggie Jackson? Reggie Jackson, 118 minutes. Wow, only a 20% usage rate for Reggie Jackson there. I don't believe that, but okay. I'm going to let him hash himself out. John Wall goes to 33. I'm going to go to 30 for Wall. Does anybody else soak up any usage? No. It really is just Norm Powell and John Wall. So I'll let the rest of that stand. Assist rate probably does change. John Wall's goes up a bit. Reggie Jackson's goes up a bit. I'm going to leave the rest of that as it lays. The Golden State Warriors are the other team here. Everybody's in except for Andre Iguodala. So I think that we can project this rotation pretty quickly. Don't really have a ton of changes that we need to make. Steph Curry straight away in for 35 minutes. Klay Thompson in for 33. We get Andrew Wiggins in for 33 as well. We go to 32 on Draymond. We go to 22 on Kevon Looney. Then we go ahead and get 27 to Jordan Poole. We need to get 17 to Dante DiVincenzo. I'm going to go to 16 just because it looks easier there. We do the same sort of thing for JaMychal Green. I'm giving him 16. Leaves me 26 minutes for who? Anthony Lamb, I'm going to give 13. Jonathan Kuminga, 13. I don't have any rates to change. I'm going to leave this how it is. So for Golden State, 10-8 for Steph on DraftKings. Looks pretty good. 10-4 on FanDuel is fine. Klay Thompson is the guy that I want the most from the Warriors. Broke out 2 games ago. Wiggins, Draymond, both fine. Not too much to like here for Golden State. Just play their 4 main guys. Play the real guys, and then you're fine. But the Clippers, whew, okay. Terrence Mann, 3,400 on DraftKings. Jam that dude in. No doubt. $5,800 Ivica Zubac. Jam him in on FanDuel. Get to Reggie Jackson if you want to. Get to a bunch of Norm Powell if you want to. Marcus Morris is 4,900 on FanDuel. No brainer. Whoever's starting for the Clippers is going to look good. John Wall is probably just a little overpriced. But that's where we're at, folks. 12 games up, 12 games down. Now it is time to run some crunches. Let's do it. Pulling it up right now. FanDuel crunches to start. Let's grab the projections. FanDuel Optimals. Coming up next. Here we go. We'll look at the FanDuel Optimal, and then we got to talk about something. 327.78. That is the optimal by 0.1 fantasy points overall. DeJounte Murray, Shake Milton, DeAnthony Melton, Jordan Clarkson, Norm Powell, Terrence Mann, Zion, Lauri Markkanen, Zubac. That is your optimal. You could swap out Markkanen and DeJounte for Trae Young and Scotty Barnes and get basically the exact same lineup. Now, normally we would go directly to the power rankings, but I would be remiss if I didn't talk about a little bit of a sponsor here. We haven't touched on them yet. We're going to the big screen for this one. Boom. And boom. Top of the banner, bottom of the banner. BetMGM is your sponsor for today. We got the World Cup promo going on right now. If you are in a legal betting state and you have never signed up at BetMGM before, go ahead, follow the link in the description, place a qualified bet, $10. Any one of the soccer teams you choose, whatever one you want, $10. Hopefully you take the biggest favorite. It wouldn't have worked out for Argentina, but that's fine. Take the biggest favorite if you want to make it easy. Do that as long as anyone scores a goal, not just on your team or your opponent. As long as there's a goal scored, you get $200 in free bets. Don't overthink this one, folks. If you want to get started in the sports betting space, we have Odds Shopper that will help you out a ton. But take advantage of deals like this because you're not going to get them forever. Eventually, this is all going to evaporate. Make sure you're getting in here now. Again, $10 on any soccer team in the World Cup, $200 in free bets as long as someone scores a goal. Thank you to BetMGM. Link in the description. Now, power rankings. Power rankings on DK. What do we have here? Looking like Terrence Mann is going to be your number one guy for today. Not really all that close. And then you just start filling it out with Clippers, which is gross. So for the rest of the Clippers, because Mann at the top, but we're getting Zubats, Morris, Norm Powell, all somewhere near this top section. DeAnthony Melton, DeJounte Murray, Brandon Ingram, Anthony Edwards, Shake Milton, all here at the top as well. Bojan Bogdanovic looking good too. This is where we're at for FanDuel. Just out of curiosity, I'm going to try one other thing here. If I look here and sort this by... Oh, did I do it? I did do it. I hit the back button. I hate when I do it. We're going to have to rerun that crunch, I think. Oh, I might actually be able to restore it. Can I restore that crunch? I can. Thank you, Fantasy Cruncher. I wish I was wearing this shirt right now. So we have 500 lineups here. I want to get an idea of what some of my exposures would really look like. So if I look at my projections and we want to find like the midway point. So we're looking for like the top 50. So let's go ahead and I'm going to just pick like a spot where I think I'm in the middle. And I'm going to deselect. Oh, that didn't work. This isn't working the way that I wanted it to. Maybe I'll deselect everything and start selecting the top. No, I'm just going to find the middle section here. So if this is the top and this is the bottom, then this is the middle. So let's just say something in the neighborhood of 294. I'm going to set a minimum projection to 294. And I want to see how much it pushes up the top, guys. Because this is going to look a little bit more like a real set of exposures. Oh, holy shit, I'm not sharing any longer. Sorry, guys. Sorry, guys. My bad. My bad. Boop. And down. Okay. So here's the power rankings crunch. So you guys can see it. My apologies, folks. My apologies. Here's the power rankings crunch. Mann, Melton, Zubats, Morris, Murray, Edwards, Powell, Ingram, Milton, Bojan Bogdanovic. What I did was I ran that 500 lineup crunch, found the median lineup score from a projection standpoint, and then I set a minimum projection of 294. So I want to cut out all the garbage at the bottom. Israel, you're talking these? The Laney 5s? Exceptional shoe. Shout out to Laney High School. All right, so with this crunch, cutting off everything no lower than 294, but still letting it rip, this is going to look a little bit more like my actual exposures. Could probably even go higher than the 294. Because if we look at this from a grid perspective, you know, we were able to get lineups to 313. I probably could have went to like 297, 298. And pretty easily got a crunch that I'm looking for. This ends up being not all that different. But it will sort of bring the better point per dollar plays to the top a bit. So if I needed to run a crunch quickly, I would probably set this to like 298. Like if I had a minute to get it in, I would set that to like 298. I'd set this to 150. I'd probably only allow 3 players max. And like my randomness is different. My uniques are different. These are all individual settings. It's just different flavors. But if I would do this today and I needed to get these lineups in for like an 8 o'clock lock, I would set a relatively high minimum projection, crunch out 150, and just cross my fingers. But you're going to get a lot of bad at the bottom. I might even do like 160 and trim the bottom 10. They are a size 12. You nailed that on the dot, actually. But that's where we're at. If I needed to run like a quick 150, this is what I would do. And this is sort of what it would end up looking like. That's a lot of Clippers. Let's check out the DraftKings side now, power ranking style. On DK, power rankings. Whoa, that's zoomed in. Whoa, that's zoomed in. Optimal lineup on DK, 289.13. That's actually a full fantasy point ahead of the second lineup. Milton, DeJounte Murray, Tobias Harris, Lauri Markkanen, Gobert, Colin Sexton, Norm Powell, Terrence Mann. It's not like I'm surprised by seeing that one at all. And then we go to the DraftKings power rankings. Apologies for screwing up that screen share there at the end. My bad. My bad. All right. Looking like Terrence Mann is going to be that guy at the top on DK, but it might be Shake Milton. Those guys are going to be battling for it. Fred VanVleet is going to be close as well. But the battle between the top 2 plays on DraftKings is definitely Terrence Mann and Shake Milton. Fred VanVleet, if you need to like quote unquote pay up, is there. Gordon Hayward looks really good. Not somebody that we like really talked about a lot. Trae Young, DeJounte Murray, John Collins, honestly, Jalen Smith, Reggie Jackson, Norman Powell. That is where we stand. And that's the end of this show, folks. Thank you for being here. It is over. We are not here tomorrow because it is Thanksgiving. Please don't show up at 5:30 or 6:30 tomorrow. We're not going to be here. I will be on the NFL show, though, tomorrow to start the day. So if you're playing NFL for Thanksgiving, you will see my smiling face along with Adam tomorrow morning. But good luck. Please enjoy your holiday, everybody. You know where we'll be. Friday morning, we are back for the process for another monster slate. Thank you, guys. Love doing this one. Good luck tonight. I'll talk to you later. This was The Process.